Why does free make us so happy? After all, free can lead us into trouble. Things that we would never consider purchasing become incredibly appealing as soon as they are free. Have you ever bought two of a product that you wouldn't have chosen in the first place just to get the third one for free? A few years ago, Amazon.com started offering free shipping of orders over a certain amount. Someone who purchased a single book for $17 might pay an additional $4 for shipping, for instance. But if the customers bought another book for a total of $32, they would get their shipping for free. Some of the purchasers probably didn't want the second book, and I am talking here from personal experience, but the free shipping was so tempting that to get it, they were willing to pay the extra cost of an extra book. The people at Amazon were very happy with this offer, but they noticed that in one place, France, there was no increase in sales. Is the French consumer more rational than the rest of us?
It's over 9,000!
Unlikely. Rather, it turned out the French consumers were reacting to a different deal. Here's what happened. Instead of offering free shipping on orders over a certain amount, the French division priced the shipping for those orders at 1 franc instead of free. Just 1 franc, about 20 cents. This doesn't seem very different from free, but it was. In fact, when Amazon changed the promotion in France to include free shipping, France joined all the other countries in a dramatic sales increase. Shipping caused an enthusiastic response. America Online, AOL, had a similar experience several years ago when it switched from pay-per-hour service to a monthly payment schedule, in which you could log in as many hours as you wanted for a fixed amount of $19.95 per month. In preparation for the new price structure, AOL geared up for what it estimated would be a small increase in demand. What did it get? An overnight increase from 140,000 to 236,000 customers logging into the system and a doubling of the average time online. That may seem good, but it wasn't good. AOL's customers encountered busy phone lines, and soon AOL was forced to lease services from other online providers, which were more than happy to provide it for an extra premium price. What Bob Pittman, the president of AOL at the time, didn't realize was that the consumers would respond to the allure of free like starving people at a buffet. Dan went on to talk about how one of his most recent personal encounters with this concept involved a car purchase. He said, "When I was looking for a new car a few years ago, I knew that I really should buy a minivan. In fact, I had read up on Honda minivans and knew all about them. But then an Audi caught my eye, at first through an appealing offer, free oil changes for the next 3 years. How could I resist? To be perfectly honest, the Audi was sporty and red, and I was still resisting the idea of being a mature and responsible father to 2 young kids. It wasn't as if the free oil change completely swayed me away, but its influence on me was, from a rational perspective, unjustifiably large. It served as an additional allure that I could cling to, so I bought the Audi and the free oil. A few months later, while I was driving on the highway, the transmission broke. But that is a different story. Of course, with a cooler head, I might have made a more rational calculation. I drive about 7,000 miles a year. The oil needs to be changed every 10,000 miles, and the cost per change is $75. Over 3 years then, I would save about $150, or about 0.5% of the purchase price of the car. Not a good reason to base my decision on. It gets worse though. Now I have an Audi that is packed to the ceiling with action figures, a stroller, a bike, and the other kids' toys in the garage. The concept of zero also applies to time. Time spent on one activity, after all, is time taken away from another. Dan went on to explain, my favorite personal example is free entrance day at a museum. Despite the fact that most museums are not very expensive, I find it much more appealing to satisfy my desire for art when the price is zero. Of course, I am not alone in this desire. So on these days, I usually find that the museum is overcrowded, the line is long, it is hard to see anything, and fighting the crowds around the museum and in the cafeteria is unpleasant. Do I realize that it is a mistake to go to a museum when it is free? You bet I do, but I go nevertheless. Suppose you are at a bar, enjoying a beer and a conversation with some friends. With one brand, you get a calorie-free beer, and with another, you get a free calorie beer. Which brand will make you feel like you are drinking a really light beer? Even though the difference between the two beers is negligible, the zero-calorie beer will increase the feeling that you're doing the right thing health-wise. You might even feel so good that you go ahead and order a plate of fries. Zero is not just another discount. Zero is a different place. The difference between 2 cents and 1 cent is small, but the difference between 1 cent and zero is huge. If you are in business and you understand that, you can do some marvelous things. Want to draw a crowd? Make something free. Want to sell more products? Make part of the purchase free. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.